Hey, shalom, shalom, kwam yashala. Now, before I get started, I just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Chodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of GMS that do rule well and that do teach well and that have taught me this truth. To you I say shalom, and shalom unto the hopeful elect. Kwam yashala and abad babal, and this is Brother Gabar Allah from the GMS Toronto camp, coming back at you with another quick one. The Spirit just hopped on me to talk about this article here in the Spirit. I'm going to bring out some precepts and scriptures going into this. Hey, man, the left-hand side is very real, and, the Lord, through the law, statutes, and commandments, He cautioned us to not get involved with the left-hand side. And it's for a reason. If the Lord tells you not to do something, then that means you shouldn't take it lightly, and you should know whatever he's telling you not to get involved in is very real, okay? And it's bad for your spiritual health and physical health. So we're seeing that with the left-hand side. Now, I found this article on RT, which is called Russia Today, and it is an accredited news station outlet. And I like this news station because it gives you an Eastern perspective of what's going on in the world coming out of Russia. I like it. They're a little bit more raw and gritty. There's a little bit more truth, even though they hide things, but there's a little bit more truth that they bring out than Western media, Western news media, okay, or Western news outlets. So it says here, minister arrested for witchcraft. The Maldives head of Environment, Energy, and Climate Change has been accused of black magic. Wow. So the Maldives, I believe that's in South Asia. It's a archipelagic state, which just simply means it's a state that's composed of islands, right? So, yeah, man, this is real. So I guess their laws go against black magic and sorcery. Wait, when you read the article, I checked it out, and they're actually under Sharia law too. They practice Sharia law there, and a lot of people there are Muslim. They practice Islam. So yeah, but this shows you that it's real. I don't think RT would post this and make this news if it wasn't real. You know what I mean? A lot of people like to say witchcraft is not real, the things on the left is not real, but it is. It is, and you know that it's real when you go into the scriptures, especially in the law, the book of Leviticus, Deuteronomy, and also Numbers as well, and different accounts of where our people dabbled into witchcraft too, and they got punished for it. Right? They lost their lives. Right? So it is real. It is real. And this is what you're up against as a person that's in the faith, believing in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. The left is really set up to take you out as well. Yes, they also teach you lessons. The left can build up your faith in terms of the lessons that you learn and the problems that you experience when the Lord delivers you. But we're not supposed to dabble in the left and worship other spirits. All right, so let me just get into it. It says the State Secretary for Environment, Climate Change, and Energy of the Maldives has been jailed reportedly on suspicion of casting spells against the country's president. The Maldives are an archipelago located southwest of India, known for their sandy beaches and luxury resorts, which are popular with tourists worldwide. Most of the local residents are Muslim. Fatima Shamnaz Ali Salim was arrested on Sunday along with two suspected accomplices. Police in the capital, Mail said on Thursday, a magistrate has ordered her to stay in jail for a week pending investigation. Police did not say what Shamnaz was charged with and declined to confirm or deny media reports that it involved black magic directed at President Mohamed Muzu. Now it says here, sorcery is not a criminal offense under Maldivian law, but those found guilty of it can be locked up for 6 months under Islamic law, which is Sharia law. According to the South China Morning Post, many local residents still practice traditional ceremonies seeking to bless friends and curse opponents. So, hey, that's what's out there. The left hand is real, and people are still using it. And that's a part of what we're going to experience and go through in this walk. You're going to face people who are coming out of the left, trying to get rid of you. Now, let me just go into Ephesians chapter 6. Let's go into Ephesians chapter 6. I'm going to start at the 10th verse. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10, and it says, "The armor of the Most High. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might." That's right, you got to be strong in the Lord, man. You got to be strong in the name of the Lord, especially. The name of the Lord, the name being Yahweh, which simply means he is to be, and the name of the Son is Yahweh Shai, which simply means he is the Savior or the Deliverer. You got to be strong in those two names, man. Be strong. You got to believe in those two names. And in the power of his might. That's right, the power of his might. Because the Lord has the power to do anything. Remember, the Lord, he's all-knowing. He can do anything with a snap of a finger, with a thought, right? Especially a thought. And he has the power to deliver you out of all situations, okay? Especially bad situations. So you have to believe in that power. And the majority of our people, they don't believe in that power. They believe in the left. They do. They think the left is more powerful than the Heavenly Father and the Son, right? Which that's not the case, man. And there's many examples. One that comes to mind is the book of Job, man. The Heavenly Father, he summoned the spiritual demon Satan and had a conversation with him and told him what he can and can't do to his servants, man. So it just shows you how powerful the Heavenly Father is. And really, Satan is a son of God when you go into it. Anyways, verse 11, "Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil." That's right, ye may be able. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to all the time, 100%. And that's really dictated by your faith. That's why it says ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Right? So not all the time, because, you're going to lose faith. Especially if, I'm talking about people who don't believe, right? You just don't believe, then the Lord ain't going to protect you. But anyways, man, it says, "Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil." That's right, the wiles of the devil, which is the trickery. That's the wiles. And, trickery comes from the left-hand side. Sleight of hand, right? It comes, stargazing, prognosticating, divination, right? Those are all set up to get you off of the righteous path. Anyways, it says, "Against the wiles of the devil, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." There you go. So this is what you're all up against. So this is what you're going to wrestle against, fight against. What does the word wrestle mean? Wrestle. You're going to wrestle, huh? Or palais, wrestling, a contest between two, in which each endeavors to throw the other, and which is decided when the victor is able to hold his opponent down with his hand upon his neck. So, hey, man, and the spiritual demon Satan is strong, man, and he might hold you down by the neck. If you're not strong in the spirit, or if you're not faithful. So that could happen, man. And he might get the victory over you. If you're not careful, man, or if the Lord is not with you. All right, so the term is transferred to the Christian struggle with the power of evil. There you go. And that's a very nice definition that sums it up. But that's what you're up against, man. You're up against evil, bad times. And that's what the left is going to bring you, bad times. So verse 13, "Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. So you have to do all these things to fight against the left, right? And to survive. All these things. You got to have the whole package. And that's why individuals fall out, because they don't have the whole package. They're lacking in some area, right? So this is very serious. This is what you're up against. And, you know, this is just further proof of that. Black magic. It's real. Now, let me get Leviticus chapter 19, verse 31 here. It's just going into the law, because the Lord, he cautions you and he warns you of the left. Now, if he's doing that, that means it's real, and it's not good for your spiritual and physical health. That's why the Lord is warning you, right? So it's very real. It's very real. The left is very real, and it's very powerful. All right, so this is Leviticus chapter 19, verse 13. Thou shalt not 31, Salakia. 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards, to be defiled by them. I am Yahweh your power. That's right. So you're not supposed to consult wizards, witches, warlocks, sorcerers, people that have familiar spirits. You're not supposed to go near those people. Okay? You're not. You have the Lord, and you have the prophets, you have the word, you have the Urim and the Thummim. That's who you're dealing with. All right? So you're not supposed to go to people on the left-hand side to get answers and to get solutions, because that defiles you. That defiles you during the process, right? It's a double-edged sword. Anyways, let's go into Leviticus chapter 20, verse 6. I think I start at 5 here. Yeah, let's start at verse 6. Leviticus chapter 20, verse 6. And the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits, and after wizards, to go a-whoring after them, I will even set my face against that soul, and will cut him off from among his people. That's right. So if you seek those with familiar spirits, or if you go after witches, warlocks, wizards, etc., the Lord's going to come up against you, man. And he's going to cut you off. And you're going to get an embarrassing death. Right? You're going to die, and he's going to embarrass you, and you're going to be put away. Right? And you saw that with King Saul. You saw that account when you go into 1 Samuel, the 28th chapter. Right? So it says, verse 7, sanctify yourselves, therefore, and be ye holy, for I am Yahweh your power. That's right. Be holy. Be separate. Be pure. Right? Sanctified. Right? Be in this truth. You got to be clean, man. Verse 8, and ye shall keep my statutes and do them. I am Yahweh, which sanctify you. For everyone that curseth his father or his mother shall be surely put to death. He hath cursed his father or his mother, his blood shall be upon him. Okay? That's right. And that also goes against the commandments. You know, you get, that is a commandment. It's a part of the 10 Commandments as well. Honor thy father and mother, right? Anyways, so I want to get one more. I'm going to get Deuteronomy 18 and 11. Deuteronomy 18 and 11. And it says here, actually, let me start at verse, and it says here, spiritism forbidden. That's what a lot of you Gadites are involved in too, spiritism. A lot of you indigenous tribes, man, bugged out. And that's why you're getting judged, okay? You're getting judged, all right? I did a video earlier going into that a little bit. But it says here, verse 9, when thou art come into the land, which Yahweh Bashem Yahushai thy power giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations. And you know, you came over here talking about the indigenous tribes, the northern kingdom. You came over here to practice the law, statutes, and commandments. I believe that goes into 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter and the 40th verse on down, I believe. It goes into that. You know, you left the east to come to the West so you can practice the law, statutes, and commandments. And then guess what? You started practicing the laws, but then you fell off. And then you started going into the abominations of the heathen nations. Started worshiping devils, man. And then guess what? The Lord brought the sword, the so-called white man, pursuing to Isaiah the 10th chapter. A seer, the rod of my anger, to slay you, man. Right? Then you lost your land. And that's all because you went into spiritism. And there's another thing going around rampant, man. You Gadites, you like to say that, oh, I'm too spirited, which means you're bisexual. You know, that's off. Right? And that's a satanic spirit behind that, man. There's a serious satanic spirit. There's a serious satanic spirit that is behind that, man. That's wicked. Anyways, I don't want to go off and rant. Verse 10, it says, "There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire." That's right. So that's going into human sacrifice or child sacrifice, specifically here in the context, right, of the verse, child sacrifice. But human sacrifice is a no-go. That's against the law. Or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto Yahweh Bashem Yoshai, and because of these abominations, Yahweh Bashem Yoshai thy power, thus drive them out from before thee. There you go. And it says, thou shalt be perfect with Yahweh Bashem Yoshai thy power. That's right. And it says, be as perfect as your Father is in heaven. That's what we're trying to be. And then you have the law, statutes, and commandments. That's what makes you perfect, if you follow it, because the laws are perfect. If you follow that, then you're going to get a perfect result. But you should always try and strive for perfection. But yeah, you're not supposed to get involved with the left. Okay, you're not supposed to get involved with the left, and the Lord is warning you. And if He's warning you, is real. Okay, is real. This is very serious, and that's what you're seeing in this world. The left. Everybody is involved with the left. People who are outside of this truth, the people who rule this world, they're involved with the left heavily. And these people are against us. And really, this world is against us. All right. All right. So let's go into First Samuel. Let's go into First Samuel. Actually, you know what? Let me get Isaiah 47, verse 13, because there's going to be a time where the left isn't really gonna give you answers like how it used to. And we're coming to that time, the time of the end. You know, these people who rely on sorcery and wizardry, they're not going to be delivered by those things. The Lord is going to take that spirit, those demonic spirits away from these people, and He's going to bring forth judgment and take them down. Anyways, man, so this is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 13. And it says, "Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee." Yeah, and that's true. You know, you know, these people, especially in the Western world, you know, they have been trained up in their youth. A lot of young men and women have been studying the craft, been studying the left-hand side, the dark arts, and they have applied themselves heavily. You know, they have labored to learn the ways of Satan, man, by reading books, making observations, experimenting, things of that nature. But now, when that time comes, a time of trouble comes, that destruction, that's why the Lord is telling you, stand up now with thine enchantments. And He's just saying, you know what? Let those things on the left deliver you. Okay, all you know, all those things you've learned, let's see you apply that skill during this critical moment, the time of destruction. Is it going to save you? Let's see in that day, is it going to save you? And the answer is no. Okay? Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Because you've been advised by all these witches and warlocks that were giving you solutions, when you weren't experiencing bad times, in times of peace, you were being advised. You were being advised by these witches, these warlocks, that you were getting results. But now, in the time of your calamity, what are they going to do for you? What are they going to do for you? Now, anyways, it says here, verse 13, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. That's right. Because I went ahead, I spoke before I read, but what are they going to do for you in that day? Nothing. Because Satan's time is up. A new dawn is approaching. Okay, and that's Yasha Allah, kingdom of heaven. And this place has to be destroyed before the kingdom is ushered in. Right, so these things aren't going to save you. They aren't going to save you. Verse 14, behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, no fire to sit before. Thus shall they be unto thee, with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee. So the left-hand side is not the answer. It's just a temporary solution. A temporary solution, which it's not even a solution. All right? You know what I mean? That's not good, man. So the left ain't going to save you. It's about the right-hand side. It's about serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. It's about serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Now, real quick, let me get 1 Samuel chapter 28. I'm going to get 1 Samuel chapter 28, and I'm going to start at the 3rd verse, and it says, Saul and the spirit medium. So it says here, now Samuel was dead, and all Israel had lamented him, and buried him in Ramah, even in his own city. And Saul, that's King Saul, by the way, had put away those that had familiar spirits, and the wizards out of the land. That's right. So he went against the left. He went against witches and warlocks, people with familiar spirits, and etc. Okay. So it's a law. He made a decree. He's like, we can't have these people in our land. Put them to death. Which that's not the case in this country, in this society. There's wizards and warlocks all over the place. You go down the street, there's a medium, there's a person, there's a psychic, right? There's a soothsayer. You pay them a fee and they tell you the future, right? So it's legal to be a witch and a warlock in this land. Verse 4, and the Philistines gathered themselves together and came and pitched in Shunem. And Saul gathered all Israel together, and they pitched in Gilboa. And when Saul saw the host of the Philistines, he was afraid, and his heart greatly trembled. And when Saul inquired of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai answered him not, neither by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophets. So the spirit was taken away from King Saul. The Lord didn't show his face unto King Saul, because King Saul was being wicked. He wasn't righteous. And at one point, when you go into the life of King Saul, when he came into power, he was righteous for a period of time. He was a prophet, but then he fell off, and he became very wicked and evil. And that was really set up in the spirit so King David can take over. Right? But at one point, Saul was actually righteous. But right now in this chapter, it's going into his decline. He's at his end in this chapter. He becomes very low, and then he dies. And you see it. Anyways, it says here, verse 6, and when Saul inquired, I already read that, Slakia. Verse 7, then said Saul unto his servant, seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit. So when you read up, it said he put all those people away. But now he's going against his own law, or he's going against the divine law, and now he's seeking a woman with a familiar spirit. Right? So now we're at his decline. And you're going to see what happens to him. So it says that I may go to her and inquire of her. And his servants said to him, behold, there is a woman that hath a familiar spirit at Endor. And Saul disguised himself and put on other raiment, and he went, and 2 men with him. And they came to the woman by night, and he said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring me him up, whom I shall name unto thee. And the woman said unto him, Behold, thou knowest what Saul hath done, how he hath cut off those that have familiar spirits and the wizards out of the land. Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life, to cause me to die. And Saul sware to her by Yahweh, which you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to swear in the name of the Lord like that. And it's kind of messed up how he's conjuring up a familiar spirit and then he's swearing on the name of the Lord at the same time. Wow, King Saul has fallen very low, man. Saying, As Yahweh liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing. Then said the woman, Whom shall I bring up unto thee? And he said, Bring me up Samuel. So yeah, spirit of a woman with a familiar spirit. He went to the witch of Endor to bring up the spirit of Samuel. And then after this, man, King Saul dies. Okay, he dies by, I think he got killed by, I think he fell on the sword of his arm bearer. Right? He ended up dying. Right, and it was he went up against the Philistines, and then he ended up dying. And then guess what? King David took over. But yeah, if you dabble into the left, it's not a good thing. It's just going to lead to your downfall. Right, so with that, just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of GMS to USA Shalom, and Shalom unto the hopeful elect, Kwame Ashala and Baba Ball.